Hi everyone, this is Laura Leone, and I just want to do a follow-up video and talk about pendulums today. So let's get started. And this can either go with the other video that I did on remote viewing, to kind of double check your work or something like that to see what's going on if you want to get more information and more insight on the remote viewing. But doesn't have to go that way. So this is something that I really like because it helps you get to trust your intuition and get you just into the swing of things. So it's just a tool, and just like any other tool that we can or like to use. And I think it gets, sorry, I have a allergy situation going on here, but I think it gets to a certain point in time where you realize that you don't necessarily need this tool, but it's really fun to use, and it gives you something to look forward to and something new to try and something that just gets your intuition going so that you learn to trust your intuition. So let's get started. So today I'm just going to use the crystal necklace that I have, and it's actually a turquoise, pretty good sized necklace, as you can see. And you can use almost anything that is like a necklace. You can use a regular necklace, anything with a pendant with weight. Doesn't have to be a special quote unquote pendulum. And so let's get going. This one is actually a necklace that I normally just wear, but you can, take it off and use it as a pendulum and whatnot. So it's really cool. I like that. It's something that, has my energy on it and my intentions and all that cool stuff. But if you really had to, you could actually just use like a tea bag. Like if you want to, go get a cup of tea and you have a tea bag and you don't have anything else and you want to ask a quick question. So if you want to go grab a pendulum, I'll wait a few seconds. Okay, great. So which hand do you use for your pendulum? The way I was taught was actually recently, again, which I looked into it again. And I've been doing it for at least 2 or 3 years now, kind of off and on, and taught about it before. But this time I learned from a psychic school that I really like and I'm attending right now. And so this, psychic, professional psychic taught it this way, and I really like this way. It's very straightforward, simple, explains everything with the magnetic energy in our hands. So, okay, so you have your pendulum or necklace ready. So where do we start? So I'm right-handed. So the thing is that you do not want to use your dominant hand. So if you lay your pendulum down on your table and you reach for it, which hand do you use? Well, I'm reaching with my right hand. So that's my dominant hand, and I'm right-handed. I know some people are ambidextrous, so it might change, but whatever your dominant hand is, we don't want to use that one. So I'm going to use my left hand for my pendulum. So just pick it up, and when you hold it, it does depend on how you hold it. So because of the magnetic energy, you want to make sure that you have 3 fingers. So you your pointer finger, your middle finger, and your thumb. And that way you have neutral energy. And I'll explain why in a minute. But so just make sure that you hold it that way. So you have your three fingers like that. And let's get into the magnetic energy because our body has toroidal energy that is magnetic. And, just like anything as small as an atom to anything as large as a universe and in between, our body has a cyclical, like oblong, kind of like circle, cyclone energy. And so what's really cool is that we have this magnetic energy in our fingers, and I'm going to show you. And if you want to write on your fingers, you can, but I'm not going to because I don't want to have to wash it off. But so let's start with your pointer finger. So I'm going to take the pendulum on my pointer finger and show you how this is positive or yes. And then I'm going to go to my middle finger and show you how this is negative. And then the ring finger is positive, and the pinky finger is negative, and then the thumb finger is maybe. So this is not going to change. And this is based on your energy and how the pendulum is going to answer, basically. So I'm going to show you what my pendulum does when it is yes, and it could be different for you. It might go spinning for you, it might go left or right, it might go back and forth. There's no correct answer here. So this is how yes looks for me on my pointer finger. So for me, that yes is going back and forth, and it's not going to change. Thank you. I'm going to thank it to get it to stop. And then I'll show you my middle finger, which is going to be negative or no. So my no is right to left, and my yes is back and forth. Thank you. And then we want to keep testing with our other fingers. So again, my ring finger is positive or yes. This is back and forth. Okay, thank you. And let's do the pinky. That's negative or no, right to left. Isn't that cool? Thank you. And then I'll show you maybe on my thumb finger. Okay, mine spins around in a circle. Maybe. So the more direct your questions, the more direct your answers are going to be, and you're not going to get that many maybes. Thank you. So that's really cool. So just make sure that you have the three fingers, because then that will neutralize it, because then you have the maybe, the positive, and the negative, and then that just neutralizes it. So you have a neutral hand holding it, and you don't have to do the finger thing every single time. That's just to show you why yes is yes, no is no, and maybe is maybe for your energy. And if you ever forget, just try to remember maybe, yes, no, maybe, yes, no, yes, no. Okay, so another thing that you want to do is to make sure to ask that basically you're talking to your higher self. And one way to do that, you could ask something like, do you know the answer to the question that I'm going to ask? Okay, now it's going back and forth. And thank you. So asking if it knows the question to the answer I'm going to ask is to make sure that I'm speaking with my higher self and no other entity, no other thing or person coming in here, that I don't want to come in here, that I'm not asking questions of, or I'm not calling upon, or a family member, or whoever's neighbor floating by, or whatever floating by. And so that's one good way to do it. So I'm speaking to my higher self, and then we can ask it questions to kind of calibrate it if you want, or just interview it to see um, basically questions that we know the answers to. So let me start again. Do you know the answer to the question I'm going to ask? Let's see, remember that's my yes. Hand is over here. Yes. Thank you. Is my name Laura? That's back and forth. Yes. Thank you. Is my name Sarah? That's back and forth. No. Thank you. Is my dress purple? That's back and forth. No, it's correct. It's orange. Thank you. Is my dress orange? Yes. Thank you. So you get it. And you can pretty much ask what you want, but, um, obviously the more direct and the more specific, the better answers you're going to get. So let me know if you have any questions, and have fun.